Hey guys, welcome to our channel. My name is Stryker and I'm from New Zealand, but I live in Odesa.
My name is Luba and I'm from Odesa, from Ukraine, and both together we live here for now, and we really enjoy that. Odesa is a very international city, so we have all kind of people, all nationalities from all over the world. Odesa is very beautiful, it's historical, it has more than 200 years, it has incredible architecture, so we would like to take you on a journey to explore Odesa with us. And today we decided that we would like to take you, we have a mission, not today, but just in general for the next, however it will take. What is our mission?
So we want to buy an apartment, right? And if Ukraine is new to you, when it comes to property, there are some amazing opportunities when it comes to property in Ukraine. We won't go too much into this video here, but we want to go and have a look at some apartments. Hopefully in the next maybe couple of weeks, something like that, we would like to actually buy an apartment and show you the process of it. We want to go look at some apartments, we want to see some good apartments, some bad apartments, and show you guys what you can get for your money per square meter. I've had a look around online. I kind of have an idea of what we want to do, but there are some criteria that we have discussed beforehand so that we don't waste too much time of what we want, and so we'll talk about those things, right?
Yeah, we will share with you our criteria, because in Odesa, why we choose Odesa? Because of course, we have a capital and it's Kyiv, and it is very for us at the moment, it's very loud, very busy, very crowded business center, and it has a lot of construction. I just back from Kyiv, and there's tons of construction going on, but it's not very cozy, and it's not very romantic, and it doesn't have beach, it doesn't have Black Sea, because Odesa, if you Google it, but we definitely take you on journey to show you around. It's really very pretty. So it is very different from any other Ukrainian city. So that's why we decided that our first apartment will be exactly here. As I mentioned, Odesa is more than 200 years old, so we have very beautiful architecture and very old buildings, but along the line we have very new buildings, newest constructions. So we will see which one we're gonna get, right?
Yeah, but first I'm starving, so we're gonna go get some lunch. Let's go.
Stryker.
Why is there a guitar on the wall? Well, we thought that we would take you to a Ukrainian restaurant. Yeah?
Yes.
Full-blooded Ukrainian. Everything is Ukrainian in here. The food.
Even the instruments on the wall are
even
Ukrainian.
This guitar is in the Ukrainian classical.
Yeah, it's a traditional restaurant, Ukrainian, called Kumanets. Very good one. It has everything very delicious and very traditional.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about Ukrainian food. I don't hate it by any means. Actually, it's far from hate. But I sometimes feel it's a little bit heavy when you eat it. It's I think they did some studies on Ukrainian food, and it's about 95% carbs, right?
You know why? Because people was drinking, they need to have some fat and something will make them not so drunk.
Yeah,
and also it's not spicy. Ukrainian food is not spicy in any matter. So of course, you don't like it because you like spicy.
Well, no, I never said I like spice. I like flavor.
No, you like spice.
Well, and flavor.
And spice.
And flavor.
And they always a lot of restaurants, they have menus according to the season. So now it's a strawberry season, and the menu looks absolutely incredible. It's so good. Look at these salads. And look at these desserts and drinks. It's just
It's pretty good.
It's yummy,
we
yummy.
come here sometimes, and
Yes.
yeah, the food is pretty good. It's very hearty, but I would say it's more a winter type meal.
maybe, but we will
Winter,
try
it's
to get
hearty,
something
it's,
that will not be
it's
that
meat,
heavy.
it's meat, it's flour, it's water together, and it's hot. Okay, so what did you get for your?
I got very delicious soup in bread.
Like this, I actually like this, and it's kind of like the meal that goes on and on. Because even when you're finished, you can eat the bowl, right?
Yes.
And I love it. And I got the traditional borscht, which is it's got dill in it. And
You have a thing about dill.
I don't have a thing about dill, but everyone here, it's like every restaurant gets delivered maybe 30 or 40 kilograms of dill every morning, and they have to use it by the end of the day, otherwise something really bad happens. But then we also got this here, and at first I actually thought this was a soup. Can you see that? But you can actually turn it upside down, and it's
It's a jelly meat.
a jelly meat.
It my grandmother was making.
And it looks like this is the same one that she was making sometime. But if you do come to Ukraine, I need to show you this. This is like the best. And it sounds disgusting. It's like pig fat minced up like pate. But it is
with
so
garlic.
and it's
Yummy.
so good. That is so good. I love it. Anyway, what we want to talk about here is what our requirements are for
The apartment.
the apartment, right? Because we're quite specific, aren't we? We're quite choosy
Yeah.
when it comes to it, because I don't want to just go out and buy any apartment. It has to meet these criteria, and there are a lot of apartments for sale.
Yes, a lot.
everywhere.
Like really, like here is a lot of construction going on, a lot of construction companies. That is very important. Like we will tell in a second, because there's like almost every corner. Like we are in an old part of the city, so it's a city center. Here is no new construction, but anywhere like Arcadia, any other district, like just thousands of new buildings. And a lot of companies that are new, and they maybe cost a little bit less, but I would definitely not recommend to get anything like that. We want to find some company that is really long time on the market, that like provide the good service for the house, because when the building is finished, it's not the end of the service, right? Like they need
Yeah.
to support the house, and you want to be sure that they will actually do that. So
Yeah.
this is the first and very important
And I'll just
criteria.
add to this here is that like one thing that I notice looking at apartment buildings is that you can tell that they were very fancy, and you think, oh, that was a nice building 15, 20 years ago, and you find that it's only 5 years old, and it's like they scrimp on the last part of the building where the paint is crappy paint and it starts to fall off after a few years. But if you take like one of like the more established companies that have a good reputation, that have a lot of buildings, their ones are all, I don't know if they maintain it or they just use good quality outside of facades and paint and stuff like that.
I was reading about one company that is using like something, they give a warranty, so for 50 years it's like kind of like clean itself, and then they promise they will, we will just look around and see. So anyway, the first criteria was to find a good house, like with a good construction company.
Yeah, reputable. Yeah.
Second, that is very important, because here is like you can buy, like there's three options how you can buy a house. You can buy it right when, like from the field, like from the plant, you call it, right?
Yeah, off the plans.
Yeah, like that there is nothing, absolutely nothing. There's like just like you just pay for the air basically, but it's much cheaper.
But it's risky though.
It's risky because you don't even know like when and how they will start, and they say okay, it will be done by like first part of 2023, but who knows, maybe it will be like 2025.
And I'll just kind of add here, there is a reputation, especially in Odesa, of like building developments that, and if you come here, you'll see buildings that are half built and then it's gone.
Not just in Odesa, it's all over
Well, yeah,
Ukraine.
yeah.
And it happened because like they somehow like got corrupted. They built the house, for example, like near the seashore. They're not supposed to be there. They're not allowed to be there because we have this seashell, like sandstones. Yeah, so it can go down. So they can't build. It's not good enough as a concrete. Like it doesn't have anything like that. So more food to come. So the dumplings, traditional Ukrainian dumplings. So so you have to understand that you need to find house with the good documents and with you can even check if it's allowed to be there. Like it can be built.
Yeah, it's dodgy. It's a whole different world.
Yeah,
really,
but
compared to
anyway,
the West.
so we want to find. So first option is to buy it from the plant. Then second option is to buy it when it's still building, but you like they say again that it will be finished in half a year. But if you know rush, like I think it's a good option. So if you know that it is a reputable company and you can buy it like when it's almost finished, you can buy it a bit cheaper, and you also can buy it with no full price. You don't have to pay.
Yeah, it's a deposit.
Like a
of what you
deposit,
want,
and you
yeah.
pay every month, so it can be convenient. And the third option is to buy when it's already done, they already allow you to do the renovation there, because we remind you that we're looking just for a naked box.
We call it naked box. Basically, it's just a concrete square room, and we could put the walls usually where we want. Has no bathroom, has nothing. It's just a concrete block in an apartment building, and you have to renovate everything.
You need to put all the wires. You need to put
plumbing,
all the
everything.
plumbing, everything. But anyway, this is what we're looking for, because we would like to use our materials. We want to be able to choose everything that we will put inside this apartment. So that's why we want to make it.
One of the risks is to also is that you buy an apartment that's brand new that somebody else has already renovated, but they've renovated basically to flip. And inside the walls, it's like the cheap plumbing, it's the cheap connections, it's the cheap componentry, cheap door handles. And if you've stayed in places in Ukraine before, if you like Airbnb, something like that, you can feel these like shitty components that make it cheap. We don't want to do that.
Because there's so many constructions and people just invest money. Like, it's a big thing about investment here now. People invested when it was from the
plans.
On the plans, and they just they doing renovation and they sell it. And when they understand that they're not building it for themselves, they of course put the cheapest materials, the cheapest, just to look nice when it's new. But we don't want that. We don't know exactly what's gonna happen with this apartment in the future. But we will sell it, or we will rent it, or what's gonna happen. But I think that we want to use a good material, and we would like to be able to choose ourselves the factories and wallpapers and stuff. So reputable company. We want building that is finished. Because we want to start renovations straight ahead. We don't want to wait half a year. There's no point in that. And we would like to so when the building is finished, you can start renovation, because they already have elevators running. They have electricity, so it's outside, so you need to put it inside your apartment, but at least it's already on. So that is what else we're looking for.
One thing I think is important is security. Having lived in quite a few apartments, to feel secure is a big thing, because it's another world out in Ukraine. And every apartment that I've lived in always has security on the door. It has a secure premise.
It's convenient and it's safe.
And it is very safe. So I think security, and also a good area. I don't want to buy an apartment that's in a dodgy area. And because here's the thing, right? Because a lot of guys think that everything is so cheap in Ukraine, and apartments are dirt cheap as well. And to be honest, we were shaking your head, but compared to the West, they are. I mean, apartment
I
in
just
the
don't
city.
like the mindset when people think that it's super cheap here. It's not.
Yeah, it's not super cheap. So we have a kind of a roundabout ball figure, which is about $1,000 per square meter. We don't know how big the apartment's going to be. Obviously, maybe it's 50, maybe it's 70, maybe it's 80 square meters.
It is average price. It can be a little bit lower.
About 1,000. But it depends on if we find somewhere that has all of these things, the other thing too that I want as well is that you could walk to the beach in sort of 10 minutes.
I just want to say, because I dream about the view. I don't want it to be right on the beach, because it's just very touristic, and it's not safe, because when the building is right on the beach, then there is a lot of people just renting apartments. They're just renting, and you can't be safe there, because people flipping apartments all the time. It's just always new people. Somebody having party. It's noisy. Somebody turning on the music. So in Arcadia, for example, it's pretty noisy. But I want something I was always dreaming about nice view. So I want it to be close to the beach, but not that close that a lot of tourists will attack. And you know what? Also, my criteria, it would be perfect if we can find it. So here they start building construct buildings as a complex, right? So it for example 8 buildings, 5 buildings, all together.
It's a little mini city.
So it's like mini city, but it's very crowded. There is no place to park. It's just a little bit difficult. But it is what we have mostly. But if we can find something more individual, so it will have a yard, it will have a better playground, some sport, how they have this sport area.
Yeah, I saw one once, and they had a dog walking track.
I remember. So if they can have it not then many buildings in one spot, then it would be also a very good point.
Actually, and we've got so many criteria for this, and we're in no rush to buy an apartment, right? And it may take several months, and we may have to settle on something, but we'll see. But one of them also, I think, is very good, because we don't know who's going to buy this, right? We don't know if it's going to be a local person, a person with money, a person with no money.
We decide to sell it, but I think that we will buy and sell it, to see.
For me, for a Westerner, this is an experiment. This is okay, let's do it. Let's see how much of a headache it is, or whether it's good, or whether it works out well. Because if it works out well, you know, if you want to invest in an apartment, you can invest in one, you can renovate it, you can get guys
For
in there
yourself or for renting.
and make money on it. Now the money that you make on it is not huge. I know it's not going to be huge because let's say you buy an apartment for $60,000 and you spend $25,000 on it. Maybe you make like $8,000 or $10,000
On selling.
On selling that apartment. So it's not huge, but if you could sort of like keep momentum on it,
Yeah.
maybe it's something. But for me, this is kind of interesting, and we thought, why the hell
Yeah,
not?
for me as
So-
well. I never did it. You know, I never actually was interested in anything like that. But I think like I get to the point of different age, even though it sounds a bit strange. But I just like I'm not like into like small investment. I want to do something.
Yeah, we want to do something that's going to, I guess, kind of challenge us, I suppose, and maybe you know we'll see what happens anyway. But we thought that it'd be because there's people out there like talking about how much it costs to buy an apartment in Ukraine, and how do you buy one if you're a foreigner, and all this sort of stuff. It's like let's just go. Like we're talking
Let's go
about
and
it,
get it.
and I'm googling it, and I'm like, there's no real information. It's like let's just go and do it, and we'll document it, and then we'll flip it afterwards, and hopefully we're not in the red, if you know what I mean. So that's kind of it, really, I suppose. I really want to eat this.
Yeah, me too.
Is there anything else we need to talk about? That's pretty much it anyway. But come with us. We're going to go meet a real estate agent now. He's got some properties he's going to show us. He speaks English, but we'll see how it goes anyway, and we'll take you along for the ride.
I'm okay about horseradish, but what do you think? What? It's very
Coagulating.
Good. It's very good for your bones.
Very strange.
But my dad, he bought a gelatin food made with meat, stock. Oh my god, is it English? Pig leg. They put also
Like a bowl of fat,
very
coagulating, and then that's your Christmas dinner. Is that what you're saying? Or it's like, I can't believe like people here don't die like after they've eaten.
I don't know why.
You've been through so much in your life.
Very good.
Coagulating.
How to explain? It's like when you boil, it has like very good.
Coagulating. You know what I like the best out of this meal?
Oh, what,
Piece of
bread?
bread. It's coagulated fat. I'm telling you what it is.
Let me
They
Google
fed
it.
it to cats.
Thank you for the lunch. Thank you for being with us. You full?
Oh my god, I don't know if I can move. We have to now go look at apartments. Okay, let's go, eh? Let's go look at apartments. Okay, so it was like 4 days ago, and we wanted to take you guys on this journey of going and checking out apartments and seeing our disappointment about how bad this one was or how good this one was, and take you through this entire journey. But we went and saw one apartment, and it was okay, and the agent was like, hey, why don't you go and check out this other apartment? It kind of meets all of the criteria that you're looking for. And so we did that. And what happened?
We bought it.
Yeah, so we ended up buying this apartment here. So we really did want to take you guys on this journey, but we kind of didn't really even go on this journey ourselves. But we are looking at another apartment that we will take you guys on a journey on as well. A little bit different from this one here. But this one really did meet all of the criteria, which is kind of a little bit difficult to find. And we sort of, it was a snap decision. So
And we'll tell you what are our criteria, so you know what we were looking for.
yeah, let's have a look at this apartment. Okay, so I was talking about the naked box apartment, right? So this is, as you can see, it's a naked box apartment. This was important to us because we want to know what is behind the walls, right? So the walls are pretty much like nothing. They look terrible, don't they?
But they're from very good quality. This was one of our criteria. So in Odesa, in Ukraine, we have a lot of construction companies, and some of the constructions high-rise, like 24, 25 stories, floors, right? Like they've built so fast, like it's incredible. Some of them really takes like a long time. We will cover that a little bit later, talking about construction company that we choose. But and they build it so fast. So we were looking for the house that would be built from the eco panels, because this is something new, and this would keep keep houses warm because the bills in Ukraine are kind of expensive for the utilities, for the heating and etc. So why pay more if you can find a good house that will keep you cool in summer and warm in winter? So this was one of our criteria. But yes, walls are bare at the moment, so floors are ready for putting some flooring and walls are naked and they need some extra work. So
yeah, one thing I'll say here is that all the windows, and I didn't even notice this until we just came here just before, was that the windows are all double glazed. So back in my country, it's like they have like retrofitting double glazing. Maybe they have that in the States as well. Whereas double glazing is kind of an afterthought. But here it seems
yeah,
to be
but this is good because
point.
it's protecting from the sound, it's protecting
Yeah.
from the wind, from the cold. So yeah, it's a good quality. So the bad houses, like they would put something the cheapest. Here, this apartment, the only thing that you don't have to do anything on, it is windows and it is a door. So they put a very nice entrance door. And actually it's their style, so they put it in every apartment. So all
the doors all look the same.
Yeah, they look the same.
Okay.
So guys, welcome to the bedroom. They're gonna be very nice, comfortable, big, giant, king-size bed. And
you know what this kind of looks like? It kind of looks like we're in prison. This is how I imagine it would be.
Dear,
if I was
it's
in
an
jail.
apartment.
I know, I understand that. Anyway, so one thing that was also very important, and there's actually different ways that you can buy apartments over here. So you can buy them off the plans. You can buy them when the apartment isn't even made, all like right the way through to buying an apartment that is completely finished, right? So
like even like furnished, but we kind
Yes.
of like got it in the middle.
yeah, so in the middle was, I think it's a balance between risky, yeah, and making money off it, right? Because hopefully the idea behind this is that we're going to basically finish it, do everything with high quality, and then sell it on, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we make some money, maybe we don't. Who knows? We'll just see how it is.
But the thing was to buy an apartment in a house that is already finished, like completely finished. So there is no
in the apartment complex. is
complex, yeah.
Yeah.
So there is like, first of all, when you buy it and it's not finished yet, then you can't start the renovation because the elevator is not running yet, the water is not going, there is no power, and etc. So we didn't want that because we want to start straight away. And also like there is no giant construction works going on, there is no machines, there is no like escalator, whatever you call it. It's all done. This was one of the criteria that this apartment met.
So, one thing that I believe is very important in Ukraine is security. You know, having lived in Ukraine for a little while now, I couldn't imagine living in a building that doesn't have security or a perimeter that's got a security guard or something like that. So that was very important as well. I know that there are places that you can get like in the city that don't have that because they're such old buildings, but it was important to us to get
safe neighborhood.
Safe neighborhood. Safe neighborhood basically.
And gated, gated yard, so not everybody can come here. You need to have a special chip. Have a pass for the car, for the entering. Even like to go to the elevator, you need to have a special key to start it. So for us, it was important. We wanted this to be very secure, and also important point is that free parking. So I will explain how it works in Ukraine. So we have big houses, right? And all of them, of course, has many apartments, and in each apartment in Ukraine would be at least one car, sometimes even two for men and women. So they do underground parking, but you have to buy it extra. So to buy parking in such building, it costs about $20,000 for just one spot. So sometimes it costs more than apartment itself. That car itself. I'm in a group of this house now, so they have a community group. So here it costs $17,000. Of course, not everybody can afford it, and you can rent it. So the renting spot will be from $100 to $200. It depends on the spot, depending like how you negotiate it, and in different buildings differently. But what I like about this particular house is that they have pretty big place for parking. I mean, it's about 50-60 spots, but still it's free. Usually these communities, they have like house, and there's none, like there's absolutely none inside gate parking. So this was also very nice bonus. I think if you're driving a car, then it would be good.
I also, one other thing that's quite good as well, and I think a lot of these buildings have it, and in fact, even in the old commie blocks or the old Soviet styles, they always have that play area, right? you know. And if you come over to Ukraine and you'll see them, these old play kind of areas for the kids.
But this one actually is very good quality.
Yeah, very very good quality and very like everything is developed. Like if you lived here as a family, you would have everything kind of here, right? You know?
Yeah, there's like the infrastructure. It was also another point that we looked for. So infrastructure is very good. Here it's only a 10 minutes walk to the farmers market. That is very big and like everything is fresh. The supermarket is right down the stairs. It is 5 minutes drive to the beach. And also what we were looking for and why we actually bought this apartment, the view in this apartment is absolutely incredible. So it has a sea view all the way down. So it's not like right on the beach, but it has a very, very nice view. We're gonna show you in a moment. This was important. We wanted something to, you know, for our eyes to enjoy and yours as well.
So we are now standing in what I would call the living room.
And the kitchen.
In the kitchen, because there's only 2 rooms and one is the bedroom. But this is the overall roundabout view of what it looks like. So how big is the entire apartment?
So entire apartment is about 53 square meters, and the price for that was 54,000.
Okay, so we were looking around about the 1,000-ish for the naked box apartment with everything that we wanted. Of course, there's going to be renovation on top of that, and we want to renovate it with not the cheap, shitty appliances and the shitty piping and the shitty
it's very
wiring.
important to make because here when you buy an apartment and you obviously can see if the person was doing it for himself and then like something changed, like some life circumstance and they can't live there, or they was doing that just to sell. So we this is our goal, to make it like very quality to sell, but for people to really live here and enjoy and not think about us bad like in a
for the long term. And I don't know if you guys have stayed in Ukraine before. Sometimes when you stay at Airbnbs, you know that the apartment was done cheap. You know, the door handles are wobbly and the washing machine or whatever is not a, I don't know, Panasonic. It's a, I don't know, Panasonic or something like that, whatever a washing machine is. But yeah, so we don't want to do that. We want to have very good quality stuff that when the person does buy to move in here, they feel good and they don't have to replace stuff after like 6 months.
And also we would like to add something that is not very common in Ukraine, such as, for example, drying machine and food, how you call it, like incinerator?
Like disposal.
Yeah. So in Ukraine it's not popular, but we ourselves have it, and so we really, really enjoy it. It's very, it's very convenient. When I've been traveling to US, I see that every single apartment, every single house has it. So of course, we would like to add it. Ukrainian people not really know much about that, but when they see, my friends see it in my place, then of course they say, wow, it's so convenient. So we would like to add here some features that would be super convenient no matter who's gonna live here, Westerner or local.
Cool. Let's talk about the view. So as you can see, the view is it's brilliant, and that was one of the things that we wanted as well. Is we wanted the apartment to be high up in the building. This is like 24 out of, I don't know what, 25. So we're pretty much in the penthouse right here. So as you can see, the view is great, and it is something I think that people do look at when they are looking at buying an apartment. There's a little bit of a problem when it comes to some of these new buildings, especially if you go down to Arcadia here in Odesa, is that they'll build a building and they'll say sea views, right? And then when they start building it and you buy it,
as soon as you buy it,
they put another building in front of it. And down there it's getting so busy that there's a building that they built and then another one on either side and on the front and on the back. And it's getting to the point where the building in the middle gets no sun whatsoever, regardless of which way it's the window is facing, right? The good thing about this place here is that we're completely surrounded with small residential houses. So yes, in the future, maybe in 5-10 years or something, they may build up more multi-story buildings like this one.
But definitely not on this site, because here is a private sector. They've been here for ages, and they know it. They have no rights for that. So when they you can see when there's a land or it's maybe an old resort that nobody using, the government not using anymore, then they can build. But here the view will stay and any building will be facing this side. So this is was one of the criteria that we want to meet, because for us view is important.
And this is actually probably one of the most unique ones that we thought was going to be difficult to find, but Turns out it wasn't.
If you would like your apartment to be warm and sunny, you definitely have to come with a compass, or you have to ask the construction company which side your apartment is facing. So we were looking only for apartments facing south, west or east, and in no way north, because if it faces north, you will never see the sun, apartment will be extremely cold and it's not comfortable. So this particular one is facing south, that is like super good for us, and it has, as we already showed you, incredible sea view. So the real fun part will start, because we need to start renovation, and we had kind of like three options when we start looking for that. So in Ukraine, you can hire the company that will do everything for you. They will have a designer for you. You just need to choose like from a couple of variants. They will do for you, but this variant is the most expensive. So we decided not to use that. There's another option where you can try to hire people for different works. So for example, there would be a guy who can do us light, plumbing, heating, flooring, walls, so different people. But it will be the cheapest way, but the difficulties with that is that you need to make sure that this person will time and this will start it and finish by that time. So when they need flooring, the walls will be finished or something like that, or other way around. So anyway, this would be very, very difficult, and it will take a lot of time. So, and the third option that we think is kind of like optimal is to find the team of workers, and you can find them online. So we didn't have experience with that before. Team of guys who represent their work, so they're like maybe 2-3 guys who do everything. You just need to tell them what you want. So the style is on us, all the materials are on us. They just write you a list what you need to buy, and we will drive and get it, and then we need to choose everything like according to style and design. They're not recommending that, but they can do all the labor. Can you say that? All the stuff. And the price is medium, so this is was what we choose, and we don't know this team. They only show us their apartments so that they already finished, so we kind of see their results and their work. Of course, it's a very worrying moment because everything should go not exactly as we planned, but
well, I think the thing to think about here is that even like a 5 or 10% blowout on the budget can take away any profit that you were going to make on the apartment, because these are not expensive apartments. By the time you finish it, maybe it's like $70,000 for the entire $75,000, yeah, something like that. So
I mean, it depends. It depends what how furnished we want it to be.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not like we're spending $300,000 or $400,000 where 10% is a lot more of a margin or something like that. So we have to be careful not to blow that out, that the plumber doesn't put the pipe in the wrong place and has to redo something. So yeah, this part's going to be a little bit stressful, but hey, whatever happens, we'll certainly let you know about it. So if you are interested in following the renovation of this apartment, then definitely subscribe to the channel, and we'll let you know how it goes.
And we see you next time.